up YouTube land? This has been a long-term project in the making. Been putting this off for the longest amount of time, of course. I'm going to start, I think, the restoration process again of these machines. Actually, all of them, they need a lot of work. So today I'm just kind of pulled the first one out. The one that needs probably the most work. You can't really see it from the outside. It's more the inside I'm worried about. Yeah, so a lot of cable cleanup to be done and a lot of body work to be done of the cabinet itself. Pretty much very chewed up. I'm really not too worried about it. I've always said this is a player's machine, or this arcade is a player's arcade. It's not necessarily a perfect resto project, but just to keep things going for the longer term, I thought it's time to pull this apart and do some work on it. Wish me luck. It's Arcade Sunday. Okay, so now we can actually start looking at what we've got going here. I've taken all the internals out. Obviously the PC, done a lot of stuff out of it, and it just makes you realize how much work we actually need to do here. Thankfully this is stuck to the wall of the cabinet. I might take it out later for further work. There's a little board over there that I made up last time. I actually might want to reflow the solder on that one, just to make sure. I get now and again missing red, and it's because of that little perf board. Yep, but there's a machine on its side. I don't think I've ever seen it like this. It's quite strange, but yeah, nonetheless, yeah, let's carry on looking, carry on cleaning up, see what I can do. Okay, so as expected, herein lies the problem. You'll notice, if you are a avid Arcade Sunday viewer, you'll know that I lost an entire cabinet to the same problem that this one is beginning to have, and it is wood borer. As you can see, it's actually pretty much eaten a lot of this bottom of this wood part here, and hence why I always see these little borer things all over the floor. What's that little crawly thing there? And yeah, so there's pieces of the bottom of this cabinet starting to chip out, and yes, this was water damage at one point, so that doesn't help. Borer seem to like that damp wood. Where I live on the coast, there are a lot of problems with borer, and in fact I'm having the same problem with all of these machines now near the bottom. So I'm thinking about obviously going through all of them, and hopefully either replacing what I can, or finding a way to delete the problem, hopefully. So yeah, wish me luck, big project. So I've just removed the back section of this. It is very, very badly rotted. Look at that. That's like live action right here. The same goes for the entire bottom. Actually, look at this. It's just like cracking as I pull it open. I mean, it's totally destroyed. So that whole bottom section I'm going to remove and figure out how far I have to go, whether to just remove this, seal up the entire bottom of the cabinet, and then replace this with new timber. So yeah, that's my plan. And yeah, what a mess. See how it's just like nailed together. Quite an interesting bolt, I suppose. That's how it was done. To quickly produce these cabinets back in the day. Make lots of these. Look at this. That is just EOL right there. Okay, let me get rid of the rest of the bottom. Another thing to note is that all these wooden parts I'm placing in a separate bag, a sealed bag. I don't want these things to carry on reproducing. So yeah, that's my plan anyway. Hope it works. So the further I went with removing the bottom feet, the more I found to be bad. I've actually decided now to remove the entire bottom panel, because it's like the more you pull it, the more, look at this, just coming apart. And then I found active swarm right here. There are some larvae, and I'm going to kill them right now. Okay, so the entire bottom has been removed now, so just clean up these edges, but basically I'm going to try and just treat the insides of this as far as possible. It does otherwise look pretty solid. Otherwise you can see the actual water damage pattern here has obviously got leaked in here many years ago, before I received it. Of course, I've never seen this angle of the machine before, so you know, it's new to me. Yeah, a lot of work still. I'm gonna try and find a shop that's going to be able to cut me out a piece of timber of this size, and then theoretically just place it back in, rebuild the pedestal part, the stand at the bottom, and yeah, I don't know. So hopefully that is it, but as I'm going through the cabinet, I will undoubtedly find more problems with it, I'm sure. Yeah, fun and games. Okay, something else I've been meaning to do for a long time is actually get this control panel properly cleaned up and wired nice and neatly. I've just removed it. It is relatively neat. It's just that there are a few loose ends, like say this just came out now, so I want that kind of thing to stop happening. It does happen occasionally. I have to stop playing and plug in spade connectors. It's very annoying. Nonetheless, that's out as well. Just also for visual inspection. I will also probably, well, most definitely treat the inside of this wood here, so also we don't have a future problem. The artwork I've removed, I'm also considering removing the monitor from here, just so that I can get a clear view of everything inside behind there. So yeah, this is quite a big project. Again, like I really have been putting this off, and now that I'm into it, I think it's going to be a long project but a fun one. So yeah, this is where we are now. Right, this is now phase 5, I guess. I've gone ahead and covered or coated a lot of the exposed wooden areas with a varnish type paint. It's very thick. I'm just going to let it basically, it's drying in spots and it's wet in others, but I'm just going to let this kind of set. So basically all the edges, everything that looks a bit rough, just coated it, long cornered edges, etc. See how that goes, and then I will probably come back another day to observe how it's gone. Alright, so I've decided I'm going to have to probably try and remove the monitor from this cabinet. I think I found a way to do it. So in the meantime, I've just discharged the anode cap and removed it, and removed the neck board and connecting wires. I've got good photographs of the PCB, so I know how to reconnect it. I've done this millions of times, so I don't foresee any issues here. Alright, so let's get to try and removing the actual tube and placing it one side, so it just makes it easier to work on this thing. Alright, so in the case of this cabinet, there was actually only 2 screws holding it in, there and there. Basically just holding this bezel in place. Underneath there's like a wooden frame. We'll get to that shortly. Yeah, very close to pulling the monitor out. Okay, so the tube just basically pulled out on that bezel as I suggested, and also then there's the frame that basically just holds the whole thing into place. As I say, just held in with 2 little screws. I'm going to clean this all up here, apply some sealant to this as well, just make sure all these beams are good. They look pretty solid still, so that's a good sign. Yeah, let's carry on going into this cabinet. At least now I can remove all the electronics completely, so I've got a nice clean shell to work with. Yeah, so you know, obviously try and seal all of that there too, all this exposed wood. Yeah, so I've got all that now. So I also have got some replacement panels for the bottom of the cabinet. Those two panels should theoretically fit underneath to fill in the bottom that was rotted out, and then I'm going to use these kind of beams to raise the machine up like it originally was, and maybe I'll cut that one short. I've got more of those long beams. Yeah, so lift it off the ground like it was before. So let's hope it never gets water damaged again or wet again. So yeah, lovely. Okay, so the coin door has been removed now. I found some more dodgy pieces of wood here which I've ripped out. I'm going to try and just seal this and close it up. Same goes for there. I'll get rid of this very soft decaying wood here. Seal the rest, and then try to address any other issues I can see in the cabinetry. At the moment I can't really see much else, so yeah, basically the cabinet is totally stripped out except that button there. Yeah, so getting there. Alright, so from top to bottom, all cleaned up and stripped. I'm leaving the power cable in there because it's threads through the cabinet, so I don't feel like removing that, and there's no real need to do so. So basically I'm wait for the dust to settle literally, and then start giving the sealant coat the first run. Alright, it's the next day here. I went out to go and buy some more stuff, some fasteners. This is the type that you use a little bit to jet them into place, much as in using your hand or machine. And this is for the bottom of the cabinet. What I've basically done, I've created these sleds here. Just two pieces are playing together. I had a look at the hardware store, and a new piece of that thickness wood was ridiculously expensive, so I used what I had lying around just to double it up. Basically drill the holes right through on both sides, and then match them up so that when I'm ready to use this jetting system, I'll just basically jet the the screws straight through this hole and then straight through into the new bottom of the cabinet, which I haven't shown either, but I've got these two pieces. I've just cut them to size here, and these will basically form sleds down there and there, just so the cabinet can sit on it. A space in the middle I'm not too concerned about. This is literally just to close off the bottom of the cabinet. The jetting screws will then hold those sleds onto the bottom of this cabinet, and then hopefully we'll be good to ready to prepare these untreated pieces of wood with something to keep them from getting future damage. Alright, so for the sleds I'm going to just use whatever rubbish I've got lying around. This should be pretty good. It's a polywax sealer for exterior, so it should be pretty good as far as a sealant is concerned. I will see how it takes into this wood. It's pretty hard, but let's see how it goes in. And then I've also got this water-based weatherproof that may be useful possibly. I'll just see. It's quite old. I don't know. I'm going to open it up to see if it's still usable, but yeah, this is going to be the first play. I'm just going to set this up here and just give it a coat and see what the absorption rate is like. I'm then going to go on to just not that one, these ones here. This is the base obviously, and this is just the front. I'm just going to use for now just to cover the space until I can find something better, but I'm just going to give a coat of paint, sealer and paint, should I say, in that order, and let that dry. It's going to take a while, so let's do it now. Okay, this is after some drying time. It's actually turned out to be quite a delightful color. All of these items actually. This I just spray painted red because I had spray painted red lying around. I suppose it should be black color if it's going to be at the bottom of the cabinet, but for now it's just going to be red until I can find a better solution. Just waiting for this stuff to set enough, and then look at assembling it or giving another coat, depending on what it feels like when it's dry. In the meantime, I have added the polywax seal to the whole inside of this cabinet area, especially along the existing edges and into the corners, and I'm about to probably tilt this thing up again and then start to seal the inside of the cabinetry. So yeah, that's going to be happening soon, along with the monitor bracket here that I started and thought it was going to drip on the floor, so I stopped. I'll tilt it up and then do it properly when it's in that position.